There's an interesting subtlety when we use the keyboard that sometimes we need to be aware of, and it's that most modern keyboards auto-repeat. If you hold down a key, the keyboard essentially tells the computer you're pressing it over and over and over again. Let me show you this. Here's a processing sketch window. I'm just using it as a text editor. I'm going to hold down the G key. After a moment, it starts auto-repeating. As far as the computer is concerned, it thinks I'm pressing the G key over and over and over and over and over again. These are multiple presses as far as the computer is concerned. So what does this mean for our programs? Well, sometimes we don't care. If all we're doing is setting, say, a global variable that the G key has been pressed, then it doesn't matter that we're setting it to be true over and over and over again. But if we're trying to remember when the key went down or maybe count the number of times it's been pressed, this could be a problem. In this sketch, the little square at the top is moving 1 pixel for every frame. So at the 300th frame, it's 300 pixels from the left. Now suppose I press down the A key. A box starts at the moment I press the key, and as long as I hold it down, the box continues to grow. As soon as I let go of the key, the box goes away. I've started the program again. Let's try it a few more times. I'll press the key now. It stays on as long as I'm holding the key down, and now as soon as I let go, the box goes away. I press the key down, the box shows up. As soon as I let go, it goes away. And so in this way, I'm able to tell when the box starts and when it lets go by tracking when the key goes down and when it comes up. Here's a sketch to make that happen. Let's look through it very quickly. At the top, I have a boolean called A key down because for no reason I've decided to use the A key to control this animation. Initially, when the program begins, the key is not down, so I give it a starting value of false. I'm going to remember frame count when the key goes down, the current frame when I press the key, and I'm going to store that in this global variable, A key down frame. And I'm giving it the value 0, it's just to put some number in there. It doesn't matter what's in there because the key is not down. So let's take a look at setup, nothing interesting. I make a nice wide graphics window and call smooth. Draw is pretty straightforward. It first clears the background. We pick a nice color and draw the top rectangle or square, and its left edge is the current value of frame count, and then its top edge, width, and height are constants. If the A key is held down, then I fill with a new color and I draw a rectangle. Now we'll come back to this expression because I want to show you how it responds to the keyboard. Of course, we have a key typed and a key released. Inside of key typed, the first thing I do is I check to see if the key is the lowercase letter A. If it is, I say that A key down is true because the key is now down, and I store the current value of frame count in A key down frame. So I remember the frame count when the key goes down. Then later, when the key comes up, key release gets called, and if it's the A key, I set A key down to be false. So these are the two variables that do all the work. A key down tells us if the key is down, and A key down frame tells us the frame count when the key was pressed. Now we can understand this rectangle call and the if statement that draws the moving rectangle. If the key is down, I fill with a color, and then I draw the moving rectangle. The left edge is A key down frame. Remember, that's just frame count when the key was pressed. It's 100 units high, and its width is 50 plus something. What is the something? Well, remember that A key down frame is frame count when the key goes down. So let's suppose that the key goes down on frame 100. When this thing executes, if frame count is now 101, we have 101 minus 100. Well, that's 1. 50 plus 1 is 51, so the rectangle is 51 units wide and 50 units high. Then on the next frame count is 102. 102 minus 100 is 2, so now it's 52 units wide, 53 units wide, 54 units wide, and so forth. So this seems like a reasonable way to get the behavior we were looking for. Let's go ahead and run this program and see how well it works. I'm going to press the A key. There it is. And wait, something is really going wrong. I'll let go of the A key and I'll press it again. And so it's really weird what's going on. It looks like it starts working. We get the box, it gets longer, and now the box is jumping forward again. what's happening? What's happening is, of course, the auto repeat. When I press the A key, key typed gets called. It is the A. I set the value to be true, and I remember the frame count. And then a short period later, the auto repeat kicks in. And the keyboard basically tells processing, he just pressed the A key again. Oh, great. Key typed gets called again. We test. Yes, it's the letter A. Key down becomes true. Well, it was true, but now it's true again. And we store the new value of frame count into A key down frame. Then a moment later, the keyboard says, hey, the A key got typed again. And we do this again and again and again. So we're constantly updating A key down frame with new values of frame count because the keyboard keeps saying the A key is being pushed down again and again and again, but it doesn't release it. The keyboard is funny in that way that the auto repeat keeps saying that the key is going down, but it never says the key has come back up. What can we do? How can we get the behavior we want? Well, all we need to do is to check to see if the key is already down when key typed gets called. If we're calling key typed and A key down is already true, then we know it's a repeat. We know we don't have to store a new value of frame count. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to stick in a test that says if A key down. Now, A key down is a Boolean. It's true or false. So this is the same thing as that test, asking if A key down is equal to true. But because it's a Boolean, we don't have to do that test. I can just say if A key down is already true, I'll just return. Let's look at what this is doing. We're saying in key typed, so key has just been pressed. The key is the letter A. If the key is already down, then we just leave the function. We don't do anything. Otherwise, A key down must be false. The key must have been up a moment ago. So now we set it to be down and we store the frame count. So let's go ahead and run this. And now I'll press the A key and hold it. Let go. Press the A key and hold it. And let go. And now it's working just right. As long as I hold the A key down, the box grows because we remember the starting frame. I let go. I push down and it starts the new starting frame. So this is how you handle auto repeat. Auto repeat is just something that almost all modern keyboards do. And you'll do some kind of a test like this where you are asking your system, have I already handled this key pressed? If so, then just return from the function. Another way to write this, and you'll sometimes see people do this, is they'll test it the other way. Instead of saying if A key is down, in effect they say if A key is false, then we will do something. And what we'll do is these two lines, and then we'll have a closing curly brace, and of course a shorthand for A key down equal false is simply if not A key down. And so sometimes you'll see people write it this way, where the test is basically if A key down is false, then and only then will you do these things. If A key down is true, well, there's no else, there's nothing else that comes after, and so nothing happens. This works every bit as well. Let's go ahead and run it. And depending on the way you're thinking about your program and what these booleans are and what else is going on, this might be a more convenient way for you to write the code. So handling auto repeat is not hard. You just have to kind of think about it, and it will probably surprise you when it first happens, but then you'll remember this discussion and you'll be able to fix it very easily.